so we have the plane started. We have to wait for the engine to warm up before we taxi for takeoff. Chelsea is driving down from Fort Hood to Fredericksburg, and I am flying up to meet her there, so we're going to spend the weekend in Fredericksburg. So we've got our destination set in the GPS. We have our transponder on standby. We've got all our instrument gauges look good so far, engine data. We're going to listen to the ATIS, the weather. So we come up here, frequency, ATIS.
0.23, altimeter 299.5, visual approach in use, landing runway 14. Notice German, frequency 379.9 out of service. Use caution, crane 1.5 miles northeast of Stinson, 300 feet AGL. Clouds Mr. Contact, yeah, Bravo. Stinson formation Bravo 1453 Zulu, wind 130 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky condition 1,700 scattered. Temperature 29er, dew point 23. Altimeter 299.5. Visual approach in use. Landing runway 14. Notice German. Frequency 379.9 out of service. Use call.
Alright, so we have the ATIS. So we're using runway 14. We've got our barometer set to 29.95. So now we are going to touch ground. And then we've got the tower in our backup. Stinson ground, Sting 234 Yankee Papa.
234 Yankee Papa, Stinson ground.
4 Yankee Papa's got information Bravo over at the West T hangars. Request VFR flight following to Tango 82 at 4,500, please.
Tango Yankee Papa, runway 9er, taxi via Delta. Wind is 1307.
Runway 9er via Delta 4 Yankee Papa. Alright, so before taxi, so our fuel is good, we listen to ATIS, lights, we're going to turn on the taxi light, flaps are up, altimeters are set, transponder is on standby, heading bug is set, we made the radio call, our parking brake is off, and we're going to check our brakes, they are good. Everyone else is taking off runway 14, but there's not much wind, and so he's actually being nice and letting me take off runway 9er, which is right next to my hangar, so we're going to taxi over here. Alright, so the next thing that we do is we run up the engine, and so the point of that is to make sure that the engine is going to run well at full throttle, and so it's the best way that you can test it before you take off. And so to do that, we need to make sure our temperature is greater than 120, which it is. I've got the brakes held, the oil pressure looks good, fuel pressure is good. So we go up to 4,000. And we turn off one set of spark plugs, and we get a little drop, and then we turn off the other set of spark plugs. So each piston has 2 spark plugs for redundancy, and we check to make sure there's not a drop with that. And that looks good. Fuel check, we've got 5 gallons. Flight controls are free and correct. There's nothing binding on them. Flight instruments all look good. Flap set to half. We're going to turn our landing light on. Transponder goes to altitude. Now it sends our altitude to air traffic control. Canopy is closed and locked. Aux fuel pump is coming on. We are ready to go. So we're going to switch to the tower on our primary, and we're going to put the San Antonio departure frequency in our secondary. Stinson Tower, Sting 234 Yankee Papa, ready to go, runway 9er.
Sting 234 Yankee Papa Central Tower, char left northeast bound, just heading 030, runway 9er, clear takeoff 1140 at 6.
Clear for takeoff, runway 9er, left turn to 030 for Yankee Papa. Alright, so we go full throttle, and power is set, our airspeed is alive, instruments all look good, and so we just pull back a little bit, and once we start climbing, we take our flaps up. And so we climb out at about 75 to 80 knots. We're at 80 right now. If we want to climb out at 75, we just pitch up a little bit more, we'll climb faster and we'll go slower. So we are leveling off at 4,500.
November 4 Yankee Papa, resume on navigation of Fredericksburg.
Correct, Fredericksburg, 4 Yankee Papa. I got 60 knots, short final.
Traffic 5 Delta Bravo.
So we're going to pull back to idle, and we want to fly down as low as we can. And once you get just off the runway, you actually float a little bit in what's called ground effect.
Gillespie traffic, set to 29, Romeo turning final 14 Gillespie.
Traffic.
Okay, we are departing Fredericksburg. I just did my run-up, and we are going to pull up here to runway 14. There should be nobody in the pattern right now. Wind is calm. Gillespie County traffic, Sting 234 Yankee Papa departing runway 14, east departure, Gillespie County. We're going to do a little...
And Flexjet 435 is clear the active at Gillespie County.
We're going to do a little tour over downtown, check out some of the wineries. All right, so we're ready to go. Final check is clear. And throttle goes to full. Airspeed is alive, instruments all look good. Got 45. Flaps come up. And we're going to climb out at 70 to 75. So here's the main strip off to my left. So we're just going to follow Highway 290 for a little bit. That's where most of the wineries are out here. So we're about 2,000 feet above ground level right now. Every time that we come here, there's usually a new winery that's opened up. There used to be 30 something, now there's got to be close to 50 of them around here. So coming up on my left, and you probably can't see it out the window, is
Westy County traffic, Super Still 4 Bravo Sierra, overflying midfield 2700 inbound 14.
West County traffic, Falcon 550 Juliet Papa taking off runway 14, going to be eastbound turn, West County.
the Altstadt Brewery. So Altstadt is a Texas beer, and they just opened up a brewery and tasting room here in Fredericksburg. And they've got a nice big property here. It looks like just off to the right is Grape Creek, and that's always one of everybody's favorite wineries here in Fredericksburg. Usually pretty busy. We did not go there yesterday because it was too crowded. And then a little bit behind that, so there's a VOR that was used for navigation. Still is occasionally, but pretty much everybody uses GPS now for navigation. And just beyond that, off to my 2 o'clock, is Becker Vineyards, and that's one of our favorite places to go. They have great wine. The owner, Dr. Becker, was actually an Air Force rheumatologist, I think. And they always do free tastings for any military folks. And they have great tasting wine, so we go there quite a bit. And that is just down here, about to fly over it. Alright, so we will head to home. So we're at 4,000. We're going to increase up to 5,500.
Stimson Tower, Sting 234 Yankee Papa, 6 miles to the north with Whiskey for landing.
234 Yankee Papa, Stimson Tower, roger. Proceed to midfield, then enter left downwind, runway 9.
Midfield and left downwind for runway 9 for Yankee Papa.
Like 234 Yankee Papa, runway 9er, are you clear to land?
Clear to land runway 9 for Yankee Papa.